and welcome to Intro Skippers, the show that is back for 2026, and the show with the co-host whose birthday it is. It's not me. Welcome, Jason.
Well, is this going to air on my birthday? I don't think so, but we're filming it on my birthday.
We're recording on Jason's birthday. If you want to Google when that is, you can do that.
You can find it on Wikipedia.
Yeah, it's because, well, Jason, I offered to say, you can take your birthday off. And he said, no, I'm working all over the place my birthday. I may as well work here. So here we are. And I'll be out for most of the week at CES. So when you hear this, I'll be on a plane if you listen to it right away.
Which all of our listeners do. I am sure of that.
Yeah, of course.
I got the data.
Wait. Because, we took a few weeks off and they're like, when are we going to be back? Yes, that's exactly how I'm sure it went. Today we are talking what everyone is or was talking about, which is the Stranger Things finale, the season 5 finale. It's over. It's done after many long years.
10 years.
10 years?
Like nine and a half. But
I mean,
that's a lot.
It's pretty close. And now we no longer have to pretend that 11 her friends are in high school and that Holly Wheeler is not 13 years old at the time of filming. Following the timeline, she should be a single-digit age. But, if we don't care, then sure. She's a good actor. I'll give her that. But
she is. I mean,
I don't buy that she's as young as she's supposed to be.
The recasting was justified because I don't think that a 9-year-old could have handled that.
Maybe. I don't know. So today we are talking about definitely the finale and maybe some of the stuff leading up to the finale that we haven't talked about previously. And this is where I'd put a spoiler alert if we did them, but we don't. So there isn't one.
Right.
Where do we start with this?
We could start with the episodes leading up to it just a little bit, because obviously the last episode, if you follow us, covered the first half.
The first four.
And then were there 3 and then 1 or 4 and then 1? It was 3 and 1, right?
Yeah, pretty much this was a very long season. I would say not their most successful season, but sure. If you had to rank the seasons, where would you put them?
Well, 1 is number 1.
Sure. I really like the mall season, which is season 3. And I really don't like season 4, which is the California season.
Hey, man. Get in my pizza van.
Well, I do appreciate that they talked about Jonathan and Nancy being an awful couple during that time in this season. And
they did.
I do like where that relationship went. I mean, if we want to start there and kind of haphazardly get where we need to get. But,
sure.
Leading up to this, the actors were saying, like, answering press questions that were like, what is something people can look forward to? And they had said, oh, well, Nancy and Jonathan have a really good scene together. And they did. I really liked that they broke up.
Yeah, that they both kind of figured it out at the same time.
Like, maybe we can still love each other without being in love with each other. And that's a really good resolution. I liked how, because we were leading up to this, like, ooh, who will Nancy pick? Jonathan or Steve? And the answer is no one, which I think is the correct answer and the most realistic answer.
The answer
is... You don't have to be coupled up. You don't have to.
The answer is the Herald. Her job at the Herald.
But didn't she leave?
She did.
Yeah. Nancy is, she's gone from kind of a little brat in high school to a gun-toting, freewheeling woman.
Yeah. Definitely there were some Ripley echoes there at one point from
especially
Alien.
With the hair. So they broke up, but it went well. I have a question.
Yeah.
What was all the white goo in that room? What was it really? Was it melted building?
I was trying to figure that out because it wasn't hot. It wasn't burning them when it touched them. So it was some sort of,
It was like plasticine almost. Like it killed those soldiers, but They seemed fine.
Unless maybe they were already killed and it just covered the soldiers.
Maybe.
I thought about that too. Like it covered their dead bodies. Yeah, it was hard to tell because then obviously it turned hard at one point. So it's a liquid and a solid.
It was like when they put fake snow on buildings.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm specifically thinking of the Harry Potter world at Universal Studios, and all the roofs have fake snow, but it looks really fake because it's shiny. It's clearly one solid piece.
Mm-hmm.
That was something that confused me. Is it something that the exotic matter leaked out in a really weird way? I don't know.
Yeah. Also, there's that one place in Anaheim called like the Alpine Lodge that's covered in fake snow. Same thing.
It's near Disneyland.
Mm-hmm.
It's
you drive
trying
by
to ride on Disneyland's coattails. Mm-hmm. One of those places.
Yep. God bless them.
That's one part I didn't understand. I mean, there were a lot of questions I had walking away. I wonder what the people... Did you watch this in theaters, by the way, or did you watch from home?
I watched from home.
Okay. Because I wondered, people in the theaters, they must have had such a fun communal experience, but on the drive home been like, wait a minute, that doesn't make sense.
Right.
Why did they say that Hopper and Joyce went to high school with Henry Creel and it never meant anything?
Mm-hmm. Also,
and how did he go to high school with them if he was supposed to be in, that children's center for psychic violent children?
Right. And then there was a really weird, I always thought his timelines kind of changed from like, when was he a scout exactly? Was it in the 60s? Was it in the 40s?
I think his main timeline is in the 50s, right?
Mm-hmm.
With the house when it's in a good condition.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Joyce and Hopper were in high school in the 50s. Late 50s.
Yeah, it's possible.
But it's kind of all over the place. The timeline doesn't make sense if you think about it too much. And why did they need to include that if it didn't come back in a meaningful way? All we did was hear Winona Ryder's voice in those scenes in the high school hallway.
Mm-hmm. I mean, also, we would have asked until we saw Collie, why was that weird 2-episode arc in Chicago ever included? But I guess they finally decided to bring at least one person back from that.
I mean, I know why on the outside the narrative, which is they wanted to introduce this cool new idea and it really didn't land.
No.
And I know why she came. As soon as I saw her come back, I don't know if I said this in our episode or not. I've been talking a lot. But as soon as I saw her face, I was like, they brought her back to die. And guess what? They absolutely did. One of the problems I had with this, sorry to interrupt you.
No.
One of the problems I had was like, they couldn't break away from their own pattern of doing that. They always bring someone in just to kill them. Except usually they make you like them, but they didn't make us like Callie. And in fact, Hopper really hated her immediately for reasons that weren't super clear to me. But, they did this with Barb, Bob, Billy, Eddie, Alexi, and now her.
Yeah, which season or which person is going to die this season? The new one.
The new one that you like, that's the one who will die. So, yeah, I mean, I felt that was a low light of this season. I also feel that, and it's not to say that the actor was a low light. The way they used Collie, it just didn't make sense to me. And it was not very good because if you want me to be sad that she's going to die, make me like her. But she comes back and she goes, "What's up, Al? I love you. Suicide pact?"
Right. Also, her performances were, I thought, rather ambiguous in the sense of, is she in league with... there were several times where they did weird camera shots on her. We're like, are we supposed to trust her? Are we supposed to not trust her? Is she suspicious? Is she in league with Vecna? It felt like that's what we were supposed to feel.
I never felt that.
I did.
I never thought she was in league with Vecna, but I thought maybe she has her own ideas that I don't know about yet. Well, I just said a low point, but I do have a high point, and that is I fully didn't expect it to be the case, but I got really teary-eyed when Max and Lucas reunited because he worked so hard to get her back, and he was so gentle with her, and was like, "Are you okay? Can you touch my hand? Can you feel my hand?" And it was just like the sweetest thing, because she was always looking to him when she was in her magic coma, and she
Mm-hmm.
knew that he was there, and she knew that he cared for her. Though she did say, "I didn't need the music at all. I needed you." But she did need the music.
Well, we'll let her believe what she wants to believe, right?
Look, I know it was there. Though I will say, when she and Holly were running to their respective portals home, Max took an infuriatingly long amount of time to run to her portal, because previously she had run to it and it was a time crunch and we knew it, but she was like, "All right, let's go. But Holly, you can't come with me. And here is why. But I believe in you. So you could make your own portal. Let's make the portal. You made the portal. Go to the portal. I'll see you. Here's what to do. All right. Yeah." And then she slowly goes to hers, and it's just like, Max!
Right.
If I were her, I probably would have pushed Holly and ran. And I guess that's the wrong thing to do.
Well, like, what did we just learn a couple episodes earlier? That she's got to hurry,
Well, I mean, Stranger Things does this, right? Like, remember when Dustin and his girlfriend Susie had to sing the Never Ending Story song during a very crucial moment? Sure. I'm gonna hook it up there and say it's about the whimsy, and that the show is actually about relationships and people and characters, and not about the extenuating end of the world, earth crushing circumstances that seem to always be happening.
Well, any show like this, when you get to season 5, you better really like the main characters, or the show's just not going to work.
It's true. I mean, I really didn't like Mike last season, but I loved him this season.
He had a great
beginning
redemption.
to end, big redemption. Mike is the heart of the group, and I think he really turned it around, and I appreciate that the show did that. I don't blame the actors for any of the issues that I see. Yeah. And you could argue both ways on it, truly, because going into this, the hype was, who's gonna die? Is it gonna be Steve? Is it gonna be the kids? Who's gonna die? And the show kind of went the other way with it, which is to say, we could have a compelling ending without it being a bloodbath.
Yeah, but at the same time, then it feels a bit unrealistic.
I agree, and I do think it was cowardly to have so few deaths, because, I mean, let's get to the end. You can choose to believe what happened to Eleven one way or the other. There's the realistic ending where she is obliterated, and there's the hopeful ending where she lives on, but in solitude. And go ahead.
They did make a really good point about the noise suppressors stopping her magic, so to speak. So I did enjoy that explanation or theory.
Yeah, but it was just, that showed me that they, looking beyond the narrative, I think there's no way she's dead. There's absolutely no way they let her die, because they weren't brave enough to kill any of the other characters that really should have died if this was a realistic thing. I mean, truly, you left Ted Wheeler alive for what? To do what? After he was attacked that badly?
Yeah, and that was crazy too, because the only time we see him is at the graduation. And I was literally like, "Oh, he survived? Okay."
Yeah, because they didn't talk about him once after he went into the hospital. And it was like, we saw Mrs. Wheeler pop up several times, and not once did she say, "Oh, where's Ted? Is my husband okay?
My husband's still alive." Or is he?
Or, "My husband's alive." They don't talk about him. I thought he could have been dead.
"Hey kids, your dad's alive."
Oh, okay. I have to go.
By the way, for the people that saw it in the theaters, it's probably good that they did, because that show had more endings than The Return of the King.
When it seemed like it was over, I checked my timeline, and there was still 40 minutes.
Yeah. I thought for sure maybe Vecna was going to come back again, and they were going to have to kill him again. Exactly.
It kept hinting that a magical shoe was about to drop, and it never did. So everybody got their own little epilogue. let's see, where are we with this? Robin is in college. I think Wesleyan, was it?
Mm-hmm.
Or she's in a college, a well-known
Yeah.
school. She's come back and is doing a little narration on the radio as a guest. Steve has become the coach slash sex ed teacher at the high school, which, I guess that makes a lot of sense because he's good with kids and he takes
Mm-hmm.
care of them. He adopted dipshit Derek to be another one of his kids. And let's see, Nancy quit college. She dropped out and she's kind of figuring it out now.
Mm-hmm.
Jonathan is a filmmaker at NYU. Wasn't it weird though when they all met up for their epilogue?
Yes.
18 months older, but they all looked like they aged 10 years.
A lot of it had to do with the clothing. Yeah, lot of the clothing for sure.
And they're like, let's meet up every month. And I thought, you're not going to do that.
No.
There's no way you're going to do that.
No.
Joyce and Hopper finally make it to Enzo's. That is the place, this whole series, that people have been like, oh, we're going to have a date at Enzo's. And they never make it to Enzo's. But they did. And they get engaged and they agree to move to Montauk, New York. Very specific. Mm-hmm. I don't know why, but sure.
Well,
let's see.
I do know why.
Oh, pray tell.
Because I think that was an Easter egg to the very beginning. Remember when in season 1, or perhaps when we learn about this in season 1 and 2, Project Rainbow, the Philadelphia experiment, MK Ultra, these are all things that Dr. Brenner sort of spearheaded, and that's what brought about Stranger Things. Montauk, New York had a similar paranormal event. So I think that, in fact...
Wait, in the show or in reality?
No, in real life... In real life, in real life, there was a paranormal event in Montauk that Stranger Things is loosely based on. So I think that was their sort of just a nod to that he got. Why would he be transferred specifically to Montauk?
Is this a weird time for me to tell you I do not believe in the paranormal?
Oh, no, that's fine. It's what I mean by that is that the Montauk Project is a conspiracy about time travel. Yes, it's famous. It's about time travel, psychic abilities, portals to other dimensions. So the fact that he's moving to Montauk is sort of funny in the sense of, well, does that mean it's going to happen again? Or is that just the Duffer Brothers like being like, ha, ha, ha?
Okay. All right, I like that. I didn't realize that, so I'm glad you told me.
Yeah, there's even a book called The Montauk Project Experiments in Time, which I actually have right over there. I've had that book for a while because it was sent to me by a friend who's really into the paranormal. Mm-hmm. And when he said Montauk, I was like, okay.
All right, cool. That's a reference that went over my head.
It's deep. No, not a lot of people are going to get it. So
Did you catch the Lord of the Rings reference?
Melon.
There you go. Mr. Clark. One of my favorite minor characters.
Yeah, great. And Brett
Gelman?
Gelman's character really grew on me this season too.
I've always liked him. I've seen him in another show where he played an insane character, and I thought, yep, he's doing it again. Mm-hmm. But I think Mr. Clark might be my favorite side character through the whole series because he's been so solid. He really believes in the kids. He tries to help them at every step, and he's quick to catch on to things. He understands D&D. He watches, or doesn't watch, he reads Lord of the Rings. Mm-hmm. And, there's nothing like a teacher who cares. And I would say Mr. Clark, one of the best side characters in the whole show. That's my take. Ted Wheeler, just forget about him. He should be dead. But Mr. Clark, I would be sad if they killed Mr. Clark.
If you show up at your teacher's house at 4:00 in the morning and he
still helps you,
still helps, that's pretty awesome.
especially if he's having a little sleepover with the school librarian.
Snookums. Well, he's
Mm-hmm.
Snookums.
Yeah, sugar cube. I would say another low light was how they used Dr. K and Ackers and the military people, which were largely throwaway characters, in my opinion. I think Linda Hamilton deserves better.
Yeah. And they made her very terrifying. I mean, but they made her very one-dimensional.
I thought
too.
She was so generic.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew she could be beyond that.
Yeah.
Also, did the military just forgive them at the end? Because they don't seem to be in any kind of,
yeah.
The epilogue. True. They don't talk about them. Nobody cares. It's all over. And I mean, when we were doing it, I understand in Derry, everybody has Pennywise-itis where they forget everything. But people don't have that here in Hawkins.
No, they don't. You're right. Huh.
But yeah, so I do believe 11 is still alive and will come back someday as that character. Because the show proved to me, through not their narrative, that they just cannot kill off their cash cows.
Would they call it strangest things?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Even stranger things. Mm-hmm. The strangest things. Mm-hmm. The strangester things.
Stranger things, even.
Pretty much. But I feel mixed on this. I know it sounds like I hate it, but I didn't. I did like it. It just, with all the press that the Duffer Brothers did leading up to this, specifically saying, we will answer all questions. Oh boy, they sure didn't. And I guess that's to be expected.
Maybe they just meant they would answer all questions that were asked at that press junket.
Oh, that sucks.
We will answer all questions that you have been pre-given to ask us.
Well, they don't pre-give questions at press conference, but they'll sometimes send out a sheet that says, avoid these topics. These are under embargo. And the thing is, you can't break embargo or you lose your press privileges.
Right.
That's one of the things you have to understand. So, I mean, I've never had a real company, like a real legitimate production or entertainment company, feed me questions. I've had smaller places try to feed me questions, and I've said no. But I think it's something you have to understand.
I bet they regretted it.
What?
The minute they tried to feed you a question, they were
here's the thing. I think I've mentioned this before.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot feed a reporter a question. You can feed an influencer a question, and frequently the lines get crossed both ways. So, yeah, unfortunate. But back on topic, how did you feel about this finale overall? Was there anything that you felt strongly about or stuck out to you?
I mean, actually, it was pretty satisfying for the most part. There is one scene I wanted to discuss gently, and that is the Will scene. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, and Will comes out?
Right. Because it felt very out of place at first.
No, it didn't.
To me, if they had done if they, only because we're gearing up, there's all this time, we know the planet's coming, and then he wants to tell everyone right then, hey, by the way.
No, he said why he was doing it, which was...
He did.
Vecna has threatened him, so he's in a way depowering what he has over him by coming clean and telling his truth. I will say, though, he should have been more forthcoming that Vecna said he's going to use him again. But
right, that's what I wanted him to say, or for there maybe even to be a quick flash of Vecna showing him being alone, Vecna showing him like the terror, because much like Max taking too much time to show Holly where the portal is, that was my only gripe with that scene. I didn't have problem with where it was played.
That the urgency wasn't playing.
That there wasn't as much urgency as there should have been.
I agree with you.
That was my main problem.
I mean, that's like constant, though. I mean, how many heart-to-hearts did they stop and do during the 2-hour finale? Will and Mike had one. Jonathan and Steve had one. And it was just like, I get that we're saying goodbye to the characters, but something wild is happening, and you have to get to that big spider thing and free the children from this disgusting thing that's connected to their mouths. By the way, I hated the way that looked.
Oh, the spider base or whatever? The
spider thing, and then like it had a tube feeding into the kids' mouths and pumping them. And it's just like, I'm sure they tried to make Vecna look like a pedophile in the way that he interacted with these children. But good Lord, was that gross. They could have just hinted at it.
Right. Yeah. They could have had them connected a different way. I mean, that was obviously a showrunner approved art direction.
Is this someone's barely disguised fetish? I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't want to hear in 10 years that the Duffer Brothers are like Quentin Tarantino or something. Don't want to hear that.
Don't like that.
Not that I'm implying it, but, you know.
No one's implying it, but we did not like the imagery.
Right, especially with kids.
Right. So there was more on the Vecna in a cave story, which was... So the evil came from the rock that was inside the suitcase that the scientist man had?
Yeah, that was so weird.
And it's not that... Because, okay, I get that he chose to give into it. But what's up with that rock? What is it? What is it? Where did it come from? Is that the spinoff? What is that thing?
I guess... That rock, there were no hints to me on what that rock was. If it was from another paranormal event that people talk about, I missed it.
I don't know.
Maybe it's in the play.
Well, I know in the play, it's heavily implied that, like, oh, Henry isn't in complete control of this. The Mind Flayer is part of it, or if not half of it, more than half of it. But the ending said pretty much, because Will was trying to redeem him, like, oh, you're like me. You don't have to do this. And he goes, no, I like it. Joke's on you. I'm into this shit. And it was like...
I like it.
I guess, you know, I'm glad they didn't redeem him because I think he did too many things that were irredeemable throughout the show. Too many horrible things to the town and the people and the kids. I mean, I also was wondering in that last scene, like, it featured a lot of the main fighters of the group, you know, the main kids, the main older kids, and Joyce. And I was like, why is Joyce here? And then she had the axe, and I was like, oh, she's here because Winona needed a moment. Because Joyce is not one of the main fighters. In fact, I often found she had little to do this season. Yeah. Besides, like, hang out
and like talk tricked. To people on the radio.
Yeah.
And, you know.
And it didn't necessarily need to be Joyce. So I read that as, oh, Winona needs a moment because she is the star who, you know, back in season 1, when nobody knew who the hell any of these people were, we knew who Winona Ryder was. We had that.
Right.
So
it was, hey, have you seen that new Winona Ryder show?
It's on streaming. She's doing that. Well, I guess it's okay, you know.
And don't forget...
Back before we understood this concept.
And don't forget the memes from the Golden Globes or whatever of her doing this.
I don't remember that.
Oh, there's a Winona Ryder meme of her at accepting an award, and she's like looking around, like she was having a moment. She was just being kind of playful.
But at this Golden Globe or an older one?
No, like season 1.
Oh,
yeah.
That's a memory long gone.
It's a GIF that still lives, though. I'll send you the GIF afterwards.
I did rewatch the SNL parody, and they were like, what are you kids doing out here all alone? And they're like, we're not alone, we've got Will's mom. And it had someone like dressed as Winona holding a clump of Christmas lights going, I don't know what And then they were like, yeah, we don't feel comfortable with this.
I did see a lot of chatter online that said, were kids left this much alone back in the day? And the answer is yes.
Really?
We were. Oh, yeah.
I wasn't.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, I got to play outside, but I sure couldn't like leave, the yard.
I could leave the yard. I could be gone all day, and most of my friends as well. I am only 1 year younger than the kids in that
Really?
show. Yeah, they graduated in 89. They graduated in 89, and I graduated in 90, which is why I have so much love for the show, especially the D&D sequences and especially just kind of everything, because all the nostalgia was hitting me right and left and center all 5 seasons. The Duffer Brothers, I've never looked up how old they are, but they must be the same age as me or maybe a little younger, but
how old are the Duffer Brothers? 41. They're younger than you.
They're younger than me. Wow. Okay. Well,
they're older than me.
They got the nostalgia just right. They must have had a nostalgia consultant.
I mean, the vibes are good. I think that's what drew people in was, wow, this is so great. And they did say they always knew what the final scene would be. And I think we all guessed it would be the D&D game.
Yeah.
But, yeah, just growing up and passing the torch.
Mm-hmm.
Did that make you feel any kind of way?
In a certain way, yeah. You know what I don't remember? What happened to Dustin's girlfriend?
Susie? I don't know. I don't know what happened to Vicky either, who was Robin's girlfriend.
Yeah. Huh.
I assume they all broke up because Dustin's kind of seemed into the popular girl at graduation.
Right. Although they didn't go to that party. They played D&D instead.
They played D&D and Max was incredulous. What is a Zoomer, by the way, in D&D?
I don't know what they meant because I know what a Zoomer is now.
They said Max is a Zoomer. What?
Right. Yeah, that was really confusing.
I thought you would know.
I don't. I've never heard that.
You're wearing a D&D shirt. I mean,
I played D&D my whole life, and I don't know what a Zoomer. Here we go. It is not an official class, but a popular homebrew concept.
Oh, is it like a fast, like the Flash?
It combines rogue, monk, and fighter elements.
Ah.
So there you go. A Zoomer.
Sure.
Apparently fans have created Zoomer abilities.
A fan class.
Mm-hmm.
Part of me is very against this.
Because of the name or just because fans made...
I think it should be by the book.
I agree. And to be honest, sorcerer didn't really exist back then as a class.
I've seen all the articles about that were like, actually, sorcerer didn't exist at this time in D&D. It was added later. Mm-hmm. But the sorcerer thing is true because he got his powers. He just got them.
Inherently. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is like a sorcerer, but now I will say this. A sorcerer in theory existed in D&D, meaning there could have been an NPC or there could have been a monster or a villain that you might have to fight that was a sorcerer, but you could not play as a sorcerer. That was the thing. Back then, I always used to like a joke. You can't be the dungeon and you can't be the dragon. And then
you could be a dragon.
Not back then. You couldn't be a dragon till 4th edition. You could be a dragonborn, which is like a half dragon, half man.
It's essentially a dragon, but that's bipedal.
Mm-hmm. So the fact that they added sorcerer, I was like, I definitely had an actually moment there, but I forgave them.
What about warlock? Was that available?
Warlock was not available back then either. Monk was. Even to be a bard, you had to be like 3 other classes. You had to be a fighter for 2 levels, and then you had to be a thief. They didn't call it rogue back then. They called it thief. You had to be like a thief for 4, and then you had to be a magic user for a few, and then you could become a bard. But bards did exist back then.
So Dustin was a bard.
Mm-hmm.
Will was a wizard.
Right, which Back then, you would have called magic user, but I forgive them.
Okay, let's forgive them.
Mm-hmm.
I think Lucas is a fighter. Max is a zoomer. I don't think Elle ever played, but she's essentially a mage.
Holly was a cleric.
Mm-hmm. They said Hopper was a paladin.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I would agree with that.
I don't know how I would class anyone else.
Would
Nancy is a ranger.
Mm-hmm.
With the gun.
Yeah.
Or she's the kind that just has a gun.
Would Joyce have been a barbarian because she had an axe and couldn't understand lights?
Sure. Sure, Joyce. Whatever. Oh, yeah. And so we didn't do... Mike gave everyone an epilogue. Is that really what happened? Or is that what they all imagined happened? Because it seemed like that was all his conjecture. Much like I choose to believe that the mage lived on. I believe.
The epilogues that he gave to the characters were interesting because often in D&D games I've played, the player character actually comes up with their epilogue because it's one of the first times where you have complete agency and you don't have to roll a single die because the adventure's over, so you can decide and tell the rest of the group what happened to your character.
Well, I guess in reality, they get to decide what happens to themselves, who is their character.
That's true.
They were relating so tightly with their player characters and their reality. So it was Lucas and Max stay in love. And normally I would advocate for not marrying your high school sweetheart, but these two, I would like to eventually see them still together in the future.
You want to ship them.
I love them. He stood by her side.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Will gets to finally be himself and maybe date someone.
Right. Or at least meet someone.
Mm-hmm. Did you see the memes people made of Jeffrey Dahmer in the background that said, "Poor Will can't catch a break"?
Oh, no, I didn't see
that. Dustin's going to go to school and hang out with Steve sometimes with his trailer and truck, which is so fun. They're still good friends.
Mm-hmm.
Mike becomes a writer, but that one was also his conjecture.
Right. So we're not sure.
Because I was like, they showed him. No, they showed all of them.
Mm-hmm.
So who knows?
Yeah. I would hope that one day he gets to meet up with Elle. Maybe when email gets invented, he gets a mysterious email.
From 11@11.com.
Mm-hmm.
And then he moves to Derry and becomes a loser club guy. He's in both. Okay? That's what I'm getting at.
Yes, he is. He's in both.
So I would love to check in with them in the future, but I think that's several years down the line, if ever. And I've heard rumors, just conjecture, that they're already planning a spinoff set in the 90s, but with different characters.
In Hawkins again?
No.
So like something comes
somewhere
back?
else. Somewhere else, someone else.
Maybe Montauk?
I don't know. It's just a rumor I heard. It's not substantiated. It's not news. I'm just saying the bubblings are out there already.
It's news. You heard it first here,
No,
folks.
It's not news. I'm not reporting this as news.
Okay. All right.
Some people are saying. I'm not an influencer. I can't do that. Well, sometimes I'm an influencer. It's confusing, but right now I'm not an influencer.
Okay. In this moment.
Yeah, in this moment, I'm not
an influencer. Well, you sure are influencing me to have a good time on this podcast.
Aw.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So.
Well, I guess that wraps up Stranger Things for us. And I do need to let Jason go because, as mentioned before, it is his birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Please email introskipperspod@gmail.com to wish Jason a happy birthday in the past from the future. He'll get it.
I will. You can time emails to deliver later. You can time emails to deliver early. It's a weird time travel thing.
You know, I thought there would be more time travel in this season, by the way. And I was sadly wrong, but sure. Just lots of flashbacks and flash forwards. No actual time travel. That would be the capper of an 80s adventure, though. Just think about it. Anyway, overall, pretty good. Not perfect, not terrible. Pretty good, in my opinion.
Yeah. Satisfying for the most part.
Sure. Don't question it too hard and don't think about it too hard. Just feel the vibes and have a nice time like in a game of D&D. Right?
Absolutely.
What if it was all a dream? Would you have liked that ending?
No.
It was all a game of D&D and none of it ever happened.
No.
Good. Well, I'm glad they didn't do that then.
Yeah, me too.
Alrighty, everyone. That's going to be it for us today. Take care. Be sure to wish Jason a happy birthday from the future to the past, and we will see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Intro Skippers with Jason Charles Miller and Kim Horcher is produced and edited by Kim Horcher and Jason Charles Miller. The name order doesn't really matter. Additional writing by Kim Horcher. Theme song and incidental music by Jason Charles Miller. Take it away, me. You can rate and review this show, 5 stars only please, anywhere you'd like, and you might find your review read on a future episode. Got a question? Email us at introskipperspod@gmail.com. That too could be featured on a future episode. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to Intro Skippers on your favorite podcast platform, but preferably one we're actually on. All right, thanks for getting this far. Here's a special treat just for you. I'm gonna stop talking.